But something really interesting happened with the Keanu deal. Now, I'm trying not to gloat because I am legit trying to be a better human being, and I'm succeeding. But boy, it gets tempting sometimes because Will Heron TV, who I think does a great job. I think as far as Clippers go, Elias Eclipse is number one, but Will Heron TV is right up there. Him and Stalin and those, they do a really good job because they don't take sides. They put everybody's stuff up there and let people decide. Unedited, uncut. I think they do a great job. I will say this, Will Heron TV posted something very interesting. It was a clip of Keanu. And she heard this from April. She said Aaron was involved in all of the things, the drugs, the swinging, as everyone else. Does anyone else see why April may have meant that as a private comment that wasn't to be shared publicly? Let me help you out a little bit. So Keanu goes, Aaron was just as involved in all the things as everyone else. And I'm sorry for my voice failing me right now. It's going away. I think I might be losing it. What is Nick's defense? Nick's defense is, I ain't copping to shit. They got to prove their case. I ain't copping to shit. I ain't saying I did blow. I ain't saying I was swinging. Now, that ain't a crime. He's like, I'm not saying shit. And then April, his girl, goes and squeals to Keanu that they're doing shit. Aaron was just as involved as everyone else. Now, I called this back when I was telling the truth about everything, and as I've been letting this stuff out, I called this. I said none of them are going to be able to address me without handcuffing themselves to me and making themselves guilty. They did it. They fucking did it. And by the way, being just as involved as the rest of them, clearly not, as evidence of, let's say that every time they were in there ripping rails and doing lines and fucking doing blow and all this other, let's say I was in there doing it instead of sitting around being disgusted and terrified and just pissed that my fucking wife has turned into this a coke addicted different person and just being annoyed by it. Let's say I wasn't at home some of the times they were doing it, like getting ready for a little girl's birthday party while her stepmom just fucked off and went to Wilmer. Let's say I wasn't doing that. Let's say I was just as involved. Let's say I wasn't out all day with the kids, tucking them in while texting April, hey, are you going to come say goodnight to the kids? Hey, are you going to be home to say goodnight to the kids? Hey, are you going to come hang out with the kids? Hey, we'd really like to spend time with you. Hey, I'd really like us to be a family tonight. Let's say she didn't get home till 11:30 and then acted like she was doing me a goddamn favor when she did. Let's say that didn't happen. And then let's say I confronted her on doing coke that night, and she got pissed and yelled at me and said I was a paranoid monster. You know, all the things Devin said, she said to him when he caught her kissing me in that lobby at that show. Let's say that didn't happen, Kiki. Let's say it didn't happen. If I was just as involved as them, let's accept it as fact. If I was just as involved in them as them, that still makes them guilty, you see. That still means that they did the things that they're publicly trying to deny they did. Stop revealing their lies on the... Look, I have no love lost for any of these people. I do hope they get better. I do hope they improve their lives. I do believe that means all of them going away from each other, but it's their journey. But, so I have no love lost for these people, but, don't go and, give away the game on them just because, you bought bad seeds and now you want to yell at me. I couldn't believe it. When I saw that Will Heron clip, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is a disaster for all of them. And then I just kept saying to myself, stay on the high road, Imholt. Stay on that. Don't do it, Imholt. Stay on the high road. Nick the Milkman also sent me a bunch of synopsis of the stuff Keanu said. He said, first of all, the Johnny stuff was disgusting. And I agree. That's That's really some lowbrow shit. That's disappointing, ultimately. But he said, Keanu said that you're a piece of shit for taking your kids there. Yes, I am. I admitted that and said it was wrong. You do understand that their stepmother was just as responsible. She likes to give her a break because, well, she's just a stepmom. I'm sorry, when you decide to be a stepmom, you take on responsibility for those children. If she would have been there and she would have had the kids there and I wasn't there, guess what? I'd still lose the kids because the stepmother is considered a form of guardian parent. So her saying, oh, he took the kids there. Hey, sweetheart, you knew about that. I said it openly in front of God and everybody, admitted all my sins, went to confession, did the whole thing, unlike, the person you think is such an angelic truth teller. So I don't understand where the anger and outrage over that comes. Like I said, fixed my mistakes, admitted them, learned, and got better. But you're right, I'm probably the piece of garbage. What was the other one? She thought it was wrong for me to hang out with my neighbor. Nick the Milkman said, I mean, are you so on the internet that you don't understand people are friends with their neighbors? Like, my neighbor is my very good friend. And yes, we hang out, and all of his children are my children's age. It's like a fucking Norman Rockwell painting, my neighbor. I mean, where I live and the way our kids play and everything else, it's a goddamn slice of Americana. God, New York must just be a really shitty place to live if you hear he hangs out with his neighbors and his kids hang out with their neighbors. Yes, I'm sorry, guys, that's how real life works. I don't know what to tell you. So, look, people have I don't need to go into grave detail about, it's smashing people and feuds and shit like that. It looks like the internet has made its call, and its call is, it sounds like these two gals are full of shit. And I will tell you the reason it seems that way is because they are. But their journey. But Keanu, one piece of advice. If she tells you something in confidence that could ultimately hurt her, because you got to realize she's not out of the woods yet either. They're still investigating. And if they find out that Nick did indeed lie about her just visiting, which he did, that could lead to, it's not like those charges drop and then they can never be reattached again. This isn't double jeopardy is not in play here, honey. So, shh. Aaron was just as involved as all of the rest of them. I mean, A, no, but B, if you want to say that, you're saying that they were all doing shit. You're going to stop helping before you fucking get your girl arrested, all right? Jesus Christ. So I don't want to address any more of that. It was a funny, Will Heron put up a clip that I was like, when I saw it, my eyes bugged out of my head. I was like, don't fucking say that. Then Geno yesterday, you know what? I'm going to call Geno High Road Geno. I think Geno and I are walking the same road. He said, I'm not going to add to any drama. I'm not going to add to any beef, anything like that. I thought that was commendable. But then he said, Aaron trashed Kumia. There seems to be this thing out there now that I trashed Anthony. I didn't. Again, genuine article in a business full of counterfeit bucks. All I did was ask a simple question based on a fact. I took a fact, which I didn't think was an offensive fact. It's just, I feel like Norm Macdonald on The View. I thought it was a matter of public record. And I asked this guy, a comparison. This guy has admitted to and been convicted of a violent act against a woman. I have been by a third party accused of something that what would be the complaining party never said happened. But I'm a piece of shit. I'm a monster. You're totally not doing this for clicks and views, but this is okay. Didn't say anything bad about the guy. Didn't say he was a horrible person. Even said, he's one of my idols, one of my influences, blah, 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 blah. It was great to do those shows for Compound. But making a fair comparison. And again, I'll say to anybody who thinks I was talking shit, if it hurt Anthony's feelings, if it bothered him, if it puckered him up in any way, I'm sorry. It was a fair comparison. I was telling the truth. I didn't say anything incorrect. And notice, when you ask questions like that, they never give you an answer. In fact, it tripped her up and made her pretty much stop talking about me on her show when that super chat came in. From, who was it? Mr. Viking or whatever. But I asked the question on my show. And notice they don't call you a liar. They don't say you're wrong. They try to obfuscate. They try to manipulate and go, he's attacking him. Not attacking him. I'm holding up me and I'm holding up him. And I go, what's the difference? Other than never charged, never convicted, and also didn't happen. What's the... So for Geno to say I attacked him, that's bullshit, buddy, but I get it. Temperatures run hot. Emotions run hot.